What's up, guys? This is my take, I guess, review and impressions of the new Zowie FK1 gaming mouse. I just received this off eBay about a week and a half ago. And just for starters, I'll just get this out of the way. Couldn't be more happy. This mouse is fantastic. This is the very first Zowie product I have ever owned. I have owned, I guess, a mouse mat, but I'm referring to actual mice. So this is the first mouse that I have owned that has Zowie on the top of it. And if you don't know who Zowie is, I could see why some people may not. They're not very prevalent here in the States. They were founded in 2008. I believe they're a European-based company. I definitely know they're not from here, if not from Europe. Anyway, onto the mouse. This is a ambidextrous style type of a mouse. So it doesn't have any type of a slant. It's not right-handed nor left-handed. It's got both mouse buttons 4 and 5 on each side of the mouse. Some mice have that, others don't. This one happens to. And getting into that, the way that you would switch between those, unlike most mice or any one that I have owned, this mouse, which I do like a lot, not only does no driver come into the box, which that's becoming more typical for mice these days. More or less, you just go to the company's or manufacturer's website and download their driver. But this mouse literally has no driver. You can't go to Zowie's website and download a driver for this mouse. They just didn't make one because they obviously feel it's as fine-tuned as it possibly could be right out of the box. So you do get an extra set of mouse feet and or skates. That's a pretty nice feature. Not many mice, or at least, again, to date, this is also popping my mouse cherry again, but I've never bought a mouse that came with extra feet. So that's super cool too, as well as a kind of a black metallic sticker, which also looks awesome. Anyway, this mouse, it uses a new 3310 pixel art sensor, so that has been replaced from the older Zowie, which couldn't be better. This sensor definitely, it's got a 1-to-1 movement ratio, meaning that there is no positive nor negative acceleration at all in the mouse, nor does it have angle snapping, angle snapping, or smoothing. So none of that. The DPIs range from 400, 800, 1600, and 3200. And the way that you would do that is, see, notice how the nifty little purple light there. There's a little switch, that yellow switch right there underneath the light. That's how you would switch the DPI. Purple for Zowie anyway represents 800. That's the DPI I prefer to game on. It also has 2 really big mouse skates underneath, which I really like. I don't really like small mouse feet because it could just be in my head, it could be a placebo effect, but I always feel that I would get some type of mouse drag. Whereas this mice, the 2 feet are huge. They're basically like half moons, half circles. So that's also another plus. It uses a anti-slip type of a coating. Coating you would find, anti-slip or anti-sweat. A coating you would find on maybe the Death Adder 3.5G. That I do like. The mouse is fairly narrow. If you've ever owned or came in contact with a SteelSeries Sensi mouse, the design is literally just like that mouse. But it's going to be more narrow, and it's either longer or shorter. I'm not quite sure. The cable that it comes with is not braided, although it is thick and feels very durable. Has a little bit of a tackiness to it, which I guess, I mean, I'm using a mouse bungee, so I don't really think it would stick on anything, but heck, who knows? Everybody's configuration is different, so I guess there could be a possibility of that. It uses Hano switches for the switches. This is something that's kind of highly debated on the internet. I forgot the other name. It's like Omicron, Omaha. Someone can correct me. I know I'm just totally butchering the name there. But anyway, the thing with these switches is, at least for me, again, another popping of the cherry. This is the first mouse I've had with these type of switches. Already, I can say I do actually prefer them a little bit better than the other ones. These switches seem to take a little bit more pressure. They take more pressure to engage, which I like because I play a lot of Counter-Strike Go. So when you're kind of fluffing the trigger, it's a lot harder to maybe accidentally press it when you're not. And that's huge because if you are indeed not trying to press something when you do, especially in Counter-Strike, depending on your bullet spray, that could just screw up a headshot and whatnot. So I full confidence in that. That doesn't happen with these switches here. I can kind of, maybe the microphone here will pick them up, but I'm not sure if they did or not, but they are much louder than the standard switch that I've used. But again, I do prefer and I like those. The way that I would I guess compare, if that's still not good enough, if you've ever used a membrane keyboard versus a mechanical, see here, I have a mechanical, I have cherry blues, and the cherry blues are actually the loudest and clickiest of the keys. So as you can see, they are very clicky, and that's the same goes with these switches. So that's kind of I would say to akin something to it, to use an example, that's the best way I can put it, is the other switches, they're a lot easier to engage. Anyway, enough about those switches. I guess I could just probably close this in saying that, man, I couldn't be more happy with this mouse. My mouse search is over. If there's mouse rehab, let me know where that's at. I've owned way too many mice. I'll preface just a few of what I have owned in the past to give you an idea of what this guy is going up against. I've owned a Logitech G400, G500, G9, a SteelSeries Sensi, Rival, and a Curie Laser. Also owned a Rat7, Microsoft Sidewinder, Rocat Cone Pure Optical, Rocat Savu, CM Storm Spawn, and a Razer 3.5G. I've got problems. But with that said, I think my problems have come to an end. This mouse, I don't want anything more. This is the mouse I want. In combination with the shape, which is awesome, the optics, the optical 3310, the brand new sensor, which I believe is only in 3 mice on the market currently. One of them actually is the Rival. I will say, though, the difference, really quick, I guess I can turn this into a little bit of a comparison video too. Now that I've used both, the Rival is not bad by any means, but here's the Rival. The one thing about the Rival, though, it is a tank compared to the Zowie. It does have a cool shape to it. If you like the right-handed, like the Microsoft IntelliMouse that was real prevalent there in the early 2000s when CSGO 1.6 was real popular, or 1.5, 1.3. A lot of people use that mouse. I feel that the Rival, the design was designed after that, so that's definitely a plus. The one thing I ended up not liking about it, I don't know until I try these mice out, unfortunately. So I've come to the conclusion that I really like light mice, and that Zowie mouse, this is 90 grams. I believe the Rival's like 110. And the reason why I do is because I do play at a lower DPI. I really, sometimes I got to really fling the mouse, to get it going. And I feel with the lighter mouse, it feels like more of an extension of my arm. So I feel, and again, it could be a placebo effect, but still, I feel it helps me out with my confidence mentally. But I just feel like I got more control with a lighter mouse. And again, the Rival, kind of a tugboat, even in terms of gaming mice. So with that said, I will be buying another one of these Zowies. That's how much I like this, just in case. I don't think that it's going to break down on me. Again, who knows, though? It is electronics. You can get unlucky. But the feedback, if you do go search yourself or Google, Zowie's a very reputable company for being holding high standards and high quality to their mice and all their other products. Their keyboard, I actually have a Zowie mouse pad. It's the Speed Spawn version, and yeah, I'm just using the SteelSeries just because it's so big, the QCK Plus. That's the main reason why. But the Spawn was not bad at all. Anyway, getting off track again. So yeah, if performance, quality, and you want an optical laser is at the top of your list, I would definitely, not only would I highly recommend it, but at least give this thing a look. It is going to be a little bit harder to find in the States. Again, I ordered mine from Amazon about a month ago, and it still says ship from 1 to 3 months out, and they haven't changed that. So I have no clue of when they're going to get that thing back in. But again, I got lucky. I just scoured on eBay every day for about a month straight, and then finally about a week and a half ago, some popped up. I was able to get it for actually 49 cents cheaper than the MSRP with free shipping. So I'm happy as a clam at high tide here. Thanks.